And now I have the pleasure of introducing Noam Chomsky. After he speaks, we will invite you all to join us in a march to the Hoover Institution, where we're going to take our petition with its long list of signatories. Noam Chomsky is a professor emeritus of linguistics at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and world-renowned as a linguist, philosopher, political activist, lecturer, and as an author. I could list his hundreds of publications, the academic awards and honors he has received, the talks he has given across the world. But I want to speak about Noam Chomsky from the perspective of a student and activist. Noam Chomsky is far more than an admired intellectual with an impressive and ambitious list of accomplishments. He is an enormous part of the movements for social justice around the world. His scholarship and analyses have elucidated those stories society chooses to ignore or to hide, have helped us understand the systems of injustice we fight against and how they are all interconnected, from racism to war to poverty. He has taught us about history, about human nature, about equality, democracy, and the manufacture of consent. I believe, however, that the most important thing he has given us is not just these crucial pieces of knowledge and understanding, but the confidence to question the very framework of political debate, of our society's priorities, of our country's foreign policy, to question the assumptions upon which these are built, to question the narrow spectrum of discussion. Part of gaining the courage to question the very fundamentals of our world is learning to trust in our own creativity and ability to design a new society. This is the heart of the wisdom Noam Chomsky spreads, and it has inspired millions to stand up and begin to firstly rethink our world and then act to change it. So it is an incredible honor to have him here today to speak about the movement for accountability. Please welcome Noam Chomsky.
Okay, hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know a great deal about the background of this event. I just found out about it. But my understanding is that there are essentially two issues that you're confronting. One is the issue of accountability. The second is the issue of university policy. So I'll say a couple of words about each of these. On the issue of accountability, there's really not much to debate. Paul George just mentioned that there is a standard for the use of force in international affairs. First of all, it's in the UN Charter. Any use of force in international affairs, or for example, any threat of force, such as the current threat against Iran, is a criminal offense. It's in violation of the fundamental principles of international law codified in the UN Charter. Alongside of that stands the Nuremberg Tribunal, which, as Paul just mentioned, defined aggressive war, as the supreme international crime, differing from other war crimes in that it encompasses all of the evil that follows. Well, the Iraq War is kind of a textbook example of aggression, which is also defined in the Nuremberg Tribunal. It's a perfect example. And that means that those responsible for the aggression have committed the ultimate crime, and that includes everything that followed, including the killing of hundreds of thousands, maybe over 1 million people, millions of refugees, the country virtually destroyed, so much so that Iraqis refer to it as comparable to the Mongol invasions. The sectarian warfare, which was inspired by it, and everything else, includes all the evil that follows. Well, there was discussion at Nuremberg about preemptive war. The Nazi foreign minister was tried, charged, and convicted and hanged for various crimes, of which one of the most serious was preemptive war. He supported, the charge was, he supported the Nazi invasion of Norway at a time when Germany knew that the British were intending to invade Germany from Norway. So it was a clear case of preemptive war, but not considered a legitimate defense. He was hanged. In Tokyo tribunals, there was an argument by the Japanese war criminals that they were involved in preemptive war. I remember how the war that we were involved in started in 10 years after Japanese aggression. They bombed 2 military bases in U.S. territories, which had been taken from their inhabitants with violence and guile half a century ago. They bombed those military bases because they knew, in fact they could read in the American press, that they were being prepared for a major assault against Japan, which would, as they could read, would incinerate the